Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Asim. I'm working as DevOps engineer. Guys, in this video, we are going to set up the automated DNS entry regarding our ALB ingress. So, guys, if you see my previous video or if you are following up in previous video, what we have set up the ALB ingress, right? You see. So I've made a detailed video how we can do the cost reduction by spinning up a single application load balancer and use the multiple namespaces regarding our setup of Ingress. But in this video, what we are going to cover, we are going to make automated DNS entry in our Route 53. So let's begin. So guys, this is my domain. Let me show you some of the stuff that what we are going to cover here. Currently, we have three DNS records in this, you see. So, and also I've set up the certificate manager as well regarding our automated HTTPS setup. So, the advantage of using the AWS certificate manager, that automatic renewal of that particular um, HTTPS is going to be done automatically. We don't have to care about that. So always recommend to use, I do recommend to use the ALB um, Ingress along with the AWS Certificate Manager. So let me type the certificate manager, simply navigate to this section, right? So let me do stuff. So if a list certificate, you will see navigate to the US East 1 region. Make sure you should select the correct region. So you will see that particular certificate is going to be available, right? And let me simply shift this guy. So this is the one which is actually issued. So I've used the ARN of this certificate. So this is the repo, guys. So simply what I'm going to do, I'm going to navigate to the Carpenter, and in the Carpenter, what I have done, I've created new branch with the external DNS name. So simply what you need to do, simply clone this guy, right? And I'm going to simply clone this guy, and let me simply clone into this container. So it clone, and it is actually this is mounted on my local machine. So let me simply open this guy in VS Code, right? And then what I'm going to do, if I do ls here, I'm going to navigate to EKS Carpenter, right? And if I do git branch, so we need to simply use this branch. So you need to check out to this branch, right? So if I do git checkout to this branch, simply do that, and this is the one which we are focusing. So what I have done, guys, I've already spin up the EKS cluster to save the time. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use this command to import our EKS cluster, AWS EKS update u config dash dash name of the cluster, which is Cloud Geeks EKS dev, and the region is US East 1. So if I do kubectl get nodes, you will see the two nodes are going to be available, right? So we are using this time the latest version provided by AWS. This is the current latest version, which is 1.25.6. So what we're going to do, if I click this guy, and we are going to navigate to the ingress section, right? But before that, we need to set up our service account. So what I'm going to do, okay, so I just want to show you the stuff regarding that. In fact, I've already spin up the service account as well. So let me show you the stuff that I've used the managed modules. So simply what policy uh, uh, is required regarding that particular setup regarding our DNS automated entries. So I use this managed module to create a custom policy. So this is the policy which we have used. So let me show you that part. So simply what you need to do, simply copy this guy, right? And you need to simply use this module. This is the version of that particular module which we have used. So if I navigate to this section and simply type IAM here. So why we are using the manage module? Because all the versions are going to be maintained by that particular source. So we don't have to worry regarding that proper versioning and implementation. And it is going to be a lot more easier to create the service account. So let me simply type this in the section. So let me convert this into English and so simply I'm going to type the policy here and press enter. So you see this is a policy which we have actually used and we have deployed through our automated setup of Terraform, and we have used the manage module. So this is exactly the same policy what we need to change the records. Let's also zone and list source record regarding the Route 53. And the other thing we have used the manage module, which is the use of actually OIDC, or you can say that we are going to use the you can say that service account which we have created through Terraform manage module. So simply this is a role. I have also covered these in my previous video regarding the detail. You can simply um, see if you navigate to this section. So these are the you see service account through manage module. So if you want to see the detailed video regarding that, you can simply do that. So I'm exactly using that same particular module. So you can use that particular video to see the detail, right? So what I have done, so simply I'm using that particular OIDC and the ARN of that particular module, which we have set up. For instance, we have set up this policy. So regarding in the role policy ARN, if you see module external DNS policy dot ARN, so external policy dot ARN, we need to provide this ARN. So for instance, if you need to use the existing policy, simply you can add this add that particular ARN of for instance existing S3 policy with full access. You can do that. So detailed video, you can watch that particular video, right? So we have already set up this service account, but definitely if you navigate to this section, what is the name of this role? So I need to simply copy this role because I need the ARN of this role and I need to update in the deployment. So what I'm going to do, navigate to the uh, section role. So it should be okay. Just a minute. Let me check and I will be back with you guys in a moment. So guys, the issue is that this is the file which I've used and you will see a different name here. So simply I need to use this name external DNS, right? So the role name is going to be this one. So if you navigate to this section, I use this name, I have updated here. So simply I've copied that particular file here and I forget that I have updated that particular name. So simply let me refresh and external DNS, I mean the role name should be the external DNS, it should be available. So if I navigate back to the section role and I'm going to simply copy paste this particular role name and should be available. And let me do that. So So guys, this is the role, right? So simply I need to click this guy, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this particular ARN. So guys, I need to simply copy this ARN. I've already copied it, and what I need to do, simply navigate to the section. If you navigate to this external DNS CML, so simply I've added all the details. So I need to simply update this guy, right? And I'm going to remove this external DNS existing name. In fact, I need to simply update the account ID, but simply what you need to do is to update this guy, right? And everything should be okay. So one thing I need to update you, you need to create this particular namespace, but because when when we are going to apply this particular guy, um, this external DNS pod or deployment is going to be with specific roles, and API is going to be, I mean, a permission are going to be available in that particular namespace. So what I've done, I've already added this particular URL regarding the documentation. If you need to, or if you want to see all the details, you can simply see all the details regarding this external DNS, Amazon EKS, how we can set up. We are going to simply navigate to this section, what we are actually doing it, and simply you can see all the details from this URL, right? And then if you navigate to the section regarding this external DNS version, I've already added the link. You can see this external DNS version. So simply you need to navigate to that particular URL and see all the details. And we are using the latest stuff here. So let me simply do that, but before doing that, let me simply exec into this. If I do Docker PS, I'm going to simply exec into Docker interactive shell into a sandbox, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply get the contents of .cube and context to /mnt and config to, I just want to show you the stuff in the lens. So simply what I need to do, copy this guy, and I'm going to simply import our cluster to our lens. So let me open this in lens, and simply I'm going to add that particular cluster uh, into lens to give you guys more visibility and more control how we can manage our cluster and see what is going on in our cluster. So I've already made detailed videos regarding the lens. You can watch those particular videos in my section. So let's try to access this guy. So as I already shown you that if you navigate to this section, pod namespaces, I've already spin up this application load balance controller, which I've covered in my past videos. So this is already set up. So we need this ALB ingress, right? Because it is going to spin up the application load balancer controller. So now what we are going to do, first of all, set up the external DNS. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply create this particular namespace. You can either create from the CLI or from this section in the lens, but I'm going to use the CLS. So if I do kubectl create namespace, so I'm going to create this particular namespace, and this namespace is going to be available. If I do kubectl get namespace, you will see that new namespace is going to be available. So this one, and if I navigate to this section in the namespaces, you will see this guy is now available just 19-20 seconds ago, right? So then what we are going to do, I need to navigate to this section. So simply what I'm going to do, I'm going to navigate to this external cd into externals external service account. So if I do ls here, you see I need to apply this external DNS.yaml. So I've already created the namespace kubectl apply happen app external DNS .yaml. So I've shown you the URLs, what you need to do. So everything regarding the RBAC and everything is going to be available in that particular namespace. So if I navigate to the pods, you see, if I navigate to this section, in default, you will see nothing, but we need to navigate to this section. You see 7 seconds ago, this guy is spin up. So I need to check the logs of this section of this pod. So simply I've opened this, I open the logs of this guy. If everything goes well, uh, you will see the level info, and in case of any error, so you will see that particular error. So guys, if you see, it has automatically detected our um, domain in the Route 53. So if you navigate to this section, you see this is our domain, cmcloudlab524.info. It has already detected, and it has 3 records. So what we are going to do, this section is completed regarding the external DNS.yaml. So we need to make sure that we spin up this guy. So if I navigate to this ingress section, so in ingress section, we have app1.yaml, app2.yaml, and I'm going to show you the deployment through Helm as well. So what I'm going to do, if I navigate to that particular section, so I'm going to remove the other files. So app1.yaml, it is just a basic deployment app1.yaml, but it has this particular image, container image, right in the specs container, and simply scroll it down. So we are going to set up this ingress. So backend is going to be this only HTTP. So let me remove this section, and I'm going to update the file as well. So I've updated the ARN of the certificate as well, right? And we are going to use the host based routing. So you see, the host name is going to be this one, f1 dot our lab 524. So this is our lab. Excuse me. This is our, domain name. And what I've done here, I'm going to use this host, right? And the entry is going to be updated in the rule section of the ALB, that if anything come from this particular host, it is going to route to this particular path, and path can be anything. You can update that, but we are going to use the slash, right? So this is the app one, and let's try to deploy that and see whether the automated DNS entry is generated. So I'm going to simply do kubectl apply hyphen app one dot YML, and we are then going to check the logs. So till then, I'm going to update the entry. So guys, I forget to create this namespace. Let me create this particular namespace now from this guy. So, or okay, let me navigate to the namespaces section. So you see, we have these namespaces. So I'm going to press this guy, and I'm going to simply add this namespace F1. So you see this namespace is added, and then I'm going to simply apply this app1.yaml. Why it throw this error? Because it is unable to find that particular namespace. So you see, I've added this particular namespace in our namespace. So if you navigate to the section in the logs, so currently we are seeing the logs regarding this particular pod, right? So what it is going to do shortly, it is going to create one entry, one or two entry in the Route 53 section. So let me navigate to the Route 53 section shortly. It should create one entry in the Route 53. We have to wait for a while, because if you navigate to the section ALB, first of all, we need to kubectl do check the ingress kubectl get Ingress in namespace. If ingress is not available, then we need to check about the errors. So that's the ingress. So you see, this particular ingress is not yet available. We need to check that particular guy why it is address is not available. So let me check that. For that, what you need to do regarding the debugging section. So let it open. So navigate to the section regarding the kube system. So simply what we need to do, check the logs of the application load balancer, right? So, okay, and check the logs of other pod as well. So you see one error here. So let me scroll it a bit more. Certificate not found. So, okay, the issue seems to be here. And okay, the certificate seems to be incorrect. You see AARN. So let me update this section, and similarly in the app 2 as well. Okay, update this guy and remove this section as well. So you see, guys, you need to debug, and I'm showing you the live debugging as well. That is how you can debug in case of any issues, because through application load balancer controller logs, we are able to see that what's happened, why we are unable to see our ingress not populated here. So let's try to do the reapply of this section. So you see it has configured. So if I check this ingress again, you see now the application load balancer has spin up. So because that particular ARN has an issue and I put it by mistake double A instead of single A. So shortly you will see the logs are going to be okay regarding the application load balancer, ARN and target groups are going to be registered, you see. So shortly, what we are going to see, one DNS entry you see created in the app 1.simcloudlab524.info. This entry is generated. So if you navigate to this section and simply refresh it, you will see shortly that now we have 6 records and F1 is now available, right? So this entry is created. So if I do copy this guy, I should be able to see my application, but definitely propagation will take some time, so I need to wait. But you see, this is the app we have spin up and it has the image. So if I navigate to this section regarding the app one, you see, this is the application and you can see all the details regarding that particular pod we have deployed. So okay, this is the one which we have deployed. This is the polling image and everything is set up correctly. So instead of spinning up new application load balancer, now what we are going to do, we are going to apply the second application. So let me do that and let me do second application has the same specs, but we are going to add one more entry. So let me do that. And you see, okay, it's going to throw one more error because I forget to create a namespace. So let me create the namespace from the CLI kubectl create namespace app2, right? And now reapply that particular guy again. So because that particular application deployment and service and integration is going to be in that particular namespace. So if I do kubectl get ingress, it is going to use the same application load balancer namespace app2. So if everything goes well, we should be able to see the same application load balancer with the same ID is going to be available. So you see, pod has spin up, and shortly it is going to made one entry in our DNS zone. So currently, if I navigate to the section, currently we have three, records. So it will take some time. So we need to wait for a while regarding the update. You see now records are changed to six, and okay, so and we need to wait for a while regarding the second entry. Okay, so simply copy this guy. I'm going to copy this guy, and I'm going to show you the logs as well. You see, we have actually seen the logs in the external DNS Route 53, and these are the logs of that particular pod we are actually looking at currently. So you see, it has automatically created a DNS entry, and everything is now available. So simply we are trying to access our application. It is now available, right? And in the last, what we are going to do, simply if I navigate to this section, if I do ls, simply if I say helm create hello app, right? It is going to create all the default help manifest. So if I do ls, so it is created hello. But what we need to do, we need to update the values.yaml file. So to save the time, already updated it. So the same application I've set up here, and it is going to be available for you guys. So if you click this guy, I've added the commands, what commands we need to use. So if you see the values.yaml, so definitely I need to update this like uh, the ARN, and you see it has also the issue. So I need to update this guy. So ARN should be like this, and it is going to be the third application, and we are going to use that particular domain name. So everything is the default. So simply I've updated some of the stuff here. So this time I'm going to use the application as a simple Nginx, and it is going to be the Alpine tag, right? And we need three replicas of that. So helm install txt. So simply I'm going to use this command helm upgrade dash dash install. It is going to install this chart app3 in the namespace app3, although this namespace is not existed, but we are going to use this command to auto create this particular namespace if it does not exist. So if it is exists, it is going to not going to change anything, right? So simply I'm going to use wait as well to make sure the deployment is successful. So simply what I'm going to do, navigate back to my section, and I need to navigate to this section in external DNS. You see, this is our chart. So in fact, this is a directory, and we are going to install this particular chart, and it has the updated values. So release app3 does not exist. It is going to install that particular release, and it is going to create that particular namespace as well. So it has deployed. So if I navigate to the section app3, and if I do navigate to Helm, if you see the first release is going to be deployed, and it should create one entry, or I should say the third entry, and this is the third entry. So simply I'm going to copy this guy, and I need to access this particular app. So simply what I need to do, I need to simply update this guy. It should be Nginx this time. So we have applied this particular stuff. So shortly you see this Nginx app is available with the automated entry in the DNS. So simply if I navigate to the section in the Route 53, I should be able to see this particular record. So we have 12 record. You see this is the entry. So guys, this is the video. If you like the video, like, share, subscribe the channel, and the lab is going to be available for you guys with all the links. Thank you. Have a nice day.